Hello and welcome everyone. This is Type V3 with the Transformers Titans Return review of the Deluxe class Hyperfire and Blurr, the most recent iteration of the fastest Autobot on Cybertron. Like his original Generation 1 counterpart, this version of Blurr transforms into a futuristic hover car, or at least what designers in the 80s thought the future of cars would look like. By that I mean, despite being a modern toy and all, it's got that proper retro appearance. In fact, it looks very much like his G1 toy. The body is narrow with squared off edges. Core features like the center fin and the strange gap at the rear of the cockpit are present, and the colors are mostly there too. This is unquestionably your dad's Blurr. The vehicle has 3 central wheels on its underside which it can roll around on just fine. It even includes a silver shiny gun which can peg onto either side of the car, or more preferably underneath the center of the nose. The clear windshield can, of course, open up to reveal a simple cockpit. In here, you can seat Blurr's Titan Master partner, Hyperfire. As far as Titan Masters go, Hyperfire doesn't bring any new functionality to the table. However, he is probably the most detailed one I've seen to date. Paint apps highlight his arms, legs, and his mouthplate. Admittedly, they're small touches, yet I do appreciate these. Hyperfire sits well in Blurr's cockpit, though personally, the whole sunroof thing irritates me to no end. For a character all about speed, I'm surprised he's letting so much drag slow him down. Anyways, onto transformation, and like his character, it's a quick one at that. It's simple and fairly intuitive too. However, I wouldn't classify it as dull. There's just the right amount of things happening here that give a good sense of accomplishment and fun. It's also very neat that the nose cone can remain attached through the entire process, even though it has no need to be there by the end of it. Furthermore, Hyperfire adds an extra final step not seen on previous Titan Masters. When complete, you end up with a robot that's been satisfyingly locked into place. Blurr's robot mode is slick. It's a slender body with well-defined features and one that's not hampered by alt mode kibble. Actually, signs of his blocky hover car are almost gone here in robot form. Sure, the chunky forearms are strange, but not bad. Even the hollow forearms and inner legs aren't all that distracting. The head sculpt does a great job at capturing the spirit of Blurr, though it may not be G1 enough for some. By all accounts, I love the look of this robot mode as it just looks heroic and cool. That said, there is one issue we need to address, and that's his color scheme. If you look closely, you'll find painted details here and there, but really, it doesn't matter because one glance at this toy and all you get is a sea of blue. It's awful. It looks like a toy still in the pre-production phase. It's a poor representation of the character and something that even I'm almost tempted in repainting. For weapons, Blurr retains the use of his silver gun, and now the hovercar's nose becomes a shield of sorts. You may need to use some imagination for this one. Another option would be to turn over the shield, peg on the gun, and seat Hyperfire inside it. Now it's a turret that can be attached to the larger Titans Returns figures. It's certainly a thing that can be done. Articulation starts with a ball socket head, though I should note that the antenna doesn't stay up securely. There's a waist swivel with no ab crunch. Arms are on 2 perpendicular swivels, there's a bicep cut, hinged elbows, and wrist swivels. Hips are on ball sockets, there's a thigh cut, single joint at the knee, and a slight toe bend. Articulation is pretty good on the whole, though personally, I would have preferred ankle tilts over the wrist swivels. Let's get one thing straight. If you're a die-hard Transformers fan who's been patiently waiting for an updated take on this classic G1 character, then skip Titans Return Blurr. This may be very close to what you're after, but ultimately, Takara's Legends variation of this toy is the version of Blurr that you should really go out of your way to acquire. Now, with the Transformers bias aside, what do I actually think of the toy? Honestly, I love it. Don't get me wrong, there's no getting around the lackluster paint, yet in terms of engineering and toy design, Blurr excels. It's got good play features, I think he has a nice look, and more than anything, I just love the act of transforming him. He's a great desk toy. Of all the initial Transformers Titans Return Wave 1 releases, Blurr is unquestionably my favorite, and because I have no care for the character at all, I've got a repaint in mind that's more suited to my tastes. But that's all for me. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next review.